Hey everyone, welcome back to King Family Farm. We are headed out to do our barn chores this morning. We got a whole bunch of rain again last night at about 3 a.m. It's super windy, so hopefully you can hear this. But so today we have to get ready for a new batch of Meat Kings that we're picking up tomorrow. We're getting, I can't remember if I ordered 100 or 120. So I have to look at my records. But anyways, so we're picking up some more Meat Kings tomorrow, so I have to get the brooder all ready for them. It's nice and cool today, so I'm actually going to try and do a bunch of weeding today when it's not so stiflingly hot. So we're just going to get these chores done, see how everybody did last night, and go from there. So we got the morning chores done, and I was going to weed, but I see my tomatoes here are just getting really excessively bushy. So we're going to prune these out. It's been a really damp and humid year. Lots of rain, and tomatoes become really susceptible to blight, along with potatoes, any of the nightshades really. But blight is a real issue with them. So if we can keep the air moving around them and keep them really open, we're a lot less likely to deal with that. So I'm going to get in here and prune the suckers. This is what you get with a fasciated blossom. This is a cap-faced tomato, and I don't think this is going to develop, and so I just took it off. But I'm just going to get in here and prune out the suckers. Try and keep everything to 1 liter. I probably have to go and find my clips and clip these on a bit. But we're going to get rid of some of this excessive branching here. What's going on? And it's a nice day to sit here and do this. So these are my favorite shears. These are, they're made in Japan. Can't even think of the name of them. I like them because I can sharpen them. They're actually hoof trimming shears. They will take your finger off if you're not careful. So these are not for kids. But I really, really like them, and I'll link them down below. I actually bought these from a company in Ontario that deals in products for sheep and goats, and that's what these are for. But they make really the best pruners, flower trimmers, and everything. Is there anything on that? I know it seems really harsh to take all this off, but I gotta get clips or I'm gonna lose these. So I'm just gonna move down the row a bit. I'm not gonna be able to use my bucket though as I go because the cucumbers that my son planted are taking over the world. So we just have this massive jungle now of tomatoes and pickling cucumbers, and should be interesting to try and harvest. But here we are. So we've come through here. There's the bucket I was sitting on, and you can see the tomatoes have a lot more airspace. There's quite a bit of fruit showing up, and I've gone most of the way down this row here. and they look a lot better. I also highly recommend wearing gloves when you do this. I don't know what I did with mine. So this is just tomato tar. It'll come off nice and easy. But we've got some peppers here that are also looking fabulous. This is another Sugar Rush peach pepper. And there's just some really nice peppers on here that just aren't quite ripe. And I made the mistake of nibbling on one yesterday and thinking, yeah, it's not too spicy. And then I took a bigger bite and I was wrong. So, but our zucchinis here are looking really good. We're starting to get some fruit on here. They're not huge yet, and that's okay. I've been coming in here and hand pollinating because I find that guarantees me a much better crop. So, and these are the rest of the tomatoes I just did. Now, there is a bit of leaf curl going on here. I'm not overly concerned about the curling leaves. It's more of a sign of stress than anything else. And other than that, they look quite healthy. So we've got a nice amount of fruit on here. I'm quite happy. And it's sizing up really nice. So I'm pretty excited. And then there's this mess that I never got trellised. And I'm not sure I want to get in there and prune or not, but I think I'm going to try. Our kale is actually looking really good. We have lots of it. And then right here, this is the broccoli that bolted, and I've saved a couple and I've let them just completely go to seed. And I'm just going to seed save that. And we'll go from there. But I'm loving this kale. It's just beautiful. And this is the first celery crop we planted. And there's a few weeds in here, but mostly it just looks really nice. So, but you know, we got a huge rainfall last night. You could hear it come down, and look how dry that soil is. So I think I'm going to get in here. It sounds silly. I can't believe I'm going to have to, but I should water. Celery is a very thirsty crop, and it goes hollow and lacks in flavor when it's not getting the water it needs. We've got sunflowers coming along here. This is a later crop. They won't be ready for a while. These are probably still 2 weeks out. It seems to take forever. And then all of a sudden, they'll just blow open. But they're getting shoulder height on me now. So we've got a couple on the end here. What I'm looking for, this one, see the petals? The petals are tucked right up in there still, and they're not quite ready. So once the petals actually develop and they start actually lifting off the disc, that's when I harvest them. We don't wait for them to fully open, otherwise the bugs get to them and they look terrible and then they're not saleable. But it's a really nice stand of sunflowers this year. Oh, look, it's a little zinnia. And I'm actually going to pinch it off, guys. I know. But it'll be better in the end to pinch that off and let these put out better blooms. So we're just really fighting the weeds in here this year, and I have to get back in here yet again and weed all this out. But our cucumbers are finally coming along. These ones are called Marketmore 76, and they are starting to come up quite nicely. Cucumbers are not a naturally climbing plant. Like, they'll put out vines and hang on to stuff, but they're more of a creeping plant. So they do, you can see I've put some clips on some of them just to kind of help them along. They are starting to flower finally, which is exciting. Right down in here. There we go. Whoop. Get the leaf out of the way, you can see it. You see this one's got this one's got a nice little cucumber. It's coming. Won't be long now. Cucumbers come on real fast once they pollinate. But like I said, the cucumbers, they need a little guidance to help them climb. But you can see this one. I mean, it's put out a vine and it's gripped onto it. Nice little tendril. And they will, but they're not fabulous at it. So, but as long as you keep kind of winding them around and guiding them, they'll continue to climb. And these should go right up and over. You have this beautiful stand of dill just waiting for cucumbers. So I also sell some of this as a cut flower. So it's a filler. It makes a great filler. So I'm actually probably going to cut this back and let it produce more, and it will. This one here has actually got a worm in it, but it has kind of finished. Oh, there's like a whole bunch of some sort of larva in there. Interesting. Don't know what kind of larva. I think we'll pinch it off though, or pull the whole plant out. And I've weeded this a couple of times and it just keeps coming back. This is a weed that I'm not trying to grow. And then this is the frosted explosion grass that hasn't quite bloomed out yet. And then you can see this looks like carrots, but this is Ami Magus. It's a, looks like carrot tops and carrot blossoms, but it's a really big bloom for cut flower production. And then our poppies are blooming, and I'm not growing these for the flower. I'm growing these for this seed pod, which looks fantastic in arrangements. And I've got more celery right here. And then these are our carrots, which I've done pretty good at keeping weed free. But I don't think they're, oh, look at that. I think that might actually be a really nice carrot. Beautiful. So these are coming along nice, actually. We give them another week, they'll be a nice size. And then I planted another stand of carrots here, and I will plant some more for fall harvesting. But these are coming along real nice. I was starting to wonder about them, but. And then this is our bronze fennel, which we're growing as a foliage and for cut flower production, and I think it looks just great. And then these are our beans. They got a bit of rust on them, but they just keep on going. They look fantastic. They're going right up and over. And then in here, I planted some beets, which are just coming along to salad size here. And we are going to plant another round of beets for winter. And then I've got some weeds here and my melons that did absolutely nothing. I planted melons all the way along here. I think I showed it in a video. And I have one. And there's another one down the end. And I have no idea which one is which. So we'll have to wait and see if anything comes of it. But it's finally starting to do something. And I had replanted melons. Oh, look at that. There's a watermelon right there. Get in here. There's some watermelons. I don't know if we'll actually get anything, but one can hope. But I had planted a whole bunch of stuff and the bugs just keep eating them. So now here we have chives here, but our narcissus has died back. And so there's like this great big empty hole, and I'm not sure. I feel like I should put something there, but we've got some tomatoes coming on here that don't look too bad. And they're starting to ripen. Look at these beautiful trusses of cherry tomatoes. See, these are showing possible signs of blight. So I'm actually going to get out here and prune that all back because it doesn't look great. And then we've got this Italian large leaf parsley, which is kind of taking over my time. The parsley looks good. We could cut this back and dehydrate some more. Some white sage, more parsley. I'm not sure what this is. It's lemon balm. So here's our mint that we hack back and dehydrate for teas. More lemon balm. The nasturtiums are really starting to look nice. And then these are the peonies as they die back. And I'm going to come through and kind of clip them a bit, tidy them up, make them look a little nicer. And then we kind of have to get in here and get rid of the weeds for the nasturtiums. The nasturtiums look great, but you can see I've got this stupid weed stuff all along here that's kind of taking over where my peonies are. But look at these nasturtiums, aren't they great? And these are edible. They have a nice peppery flavor on the leaf. Look at that beautiful daylily hiding in the weeds. I'm really going to just have to get in here and tear everything out, pull out what I want, and then get rid of everything else. And the garlic here is just coming along really nicely. It's starting to die back. I'm looking more for the bottoms to die than the tops, but that's kind of what's going on. I just kind of keep checking them every few days to see where we're at and whether I want to harvest them or not. But otherwise, they're looking pretty good. So this potato plant here is basically dead. It's not from blight. It's just finished. And the potatoes that are in here are not going to get any bigger, really. So we're just going to pull this up and see if we got anything. And I'm not sure we did. The grow bags were kind of an experiment for me this year. That's the old seed potato there. And I'm not super excited about growing in these grow bags. Well, it's breakfast. So after some early struggles, the Valdor beans are actually coming on really nice. We replanted some of them and they look good. This is our pumpkin patch. There's a bit of corn in it and it's just huge now. So, and the stuff that we direct seeded has completely caught up to the stuff that we transplanted. I'm finally able to get in here in the morning before it gets too hot and prune these tomatoes. They're just getting massive. So we've taken off basically all the leaves below the fruit. And on some of the trusses, I've just nipped the ends off so that the fruit that's on there will ripen. But there's lots coming. It's getting very, very jungly in here. The peppers are just doing fabulous. A couple of them I've had to tie up. These cayennes are coming along really well. I've started harvesting some of the banana peppers. And the shishitos are just so prolific. We've had a great feed off of these. There's just so many peppers, and they are delicious. This Campanacci pepper is absolutely loaded with fruit. We're just waiting for them to actually turn red. But everything is now pretty much, these cherry tomatoes are taller than me. And then on this side, we've got our slicers, and they've got fruit on them now. So we're kind of just waiting for those to ripen. Although I do love a good fried green tomato. And this Sugar Rush peach is also just covered in fruit. And so we're just waiting for them to ripen as well. So I was kind of hoping this would be completely covered this year. I don't know if it's going to happen. Better luck next year, I guess. But this carrot is absolutely fabulous. It's so good. And if you're not sure what to do with the carrot tops, they make really great pesto. So I guess I'm going to finish pruning my tomatoes, and I'm going to try and get in here and do some more weeding and hope for the best. Try and cut the grass between the raindrops because it'll make things look a little better. So that's kind of it, guys. Thanks for joining us today. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share, and we'll see you here next time on the farm.